What's up, everybody? Matt Nuzzo, hanging out here, backyard at Real, Waterman's Retreat. Beautiful day out here, and good day to go over some Axis gear. So, the Axis gear is deep. The line is deep. There's a lot of equipment out here. And so we want to go over what's going to be the best setup for wing foiling. So, winging is a growing sport. A lot of people are getting into it. And one of the things we like about the Axis setup is that there is a lot of different options. But as a beginner or intermediate or whatever level rider you are, trying to figure out what of this gear is right for you is not easy. So that's what we're here for. We've been testing this stuff for a couple months now and finally kind of figured out what's what. So let's start out with the foil ranges and the front foil ranges, and then we can go into the rigging and then to the different wings. So front wings here, we've got BSC, broad spectrum carve, HPS, high performance speed, and then ART. Those are kind of the main line that we've been using for winging. These are awesome setups. BSC is going to be really user friendly. It's got a thicker profile to it, so a little fatter front wing, more user friendly. So this is going to be your beginner range stuff. We've been loving the 1060 for kind of a straight, easy beginner. Personally, I think 970 is suitable for most people, unless you want to, you're in lighter wind and want to ride that bigger front wing. And then as you go down, again, just real easy through the whitewash and very turny and good control on those things. HPS, this is what I've been really most stoked on. Been loving the 930 as an all-arounder. It has a thinner profile. Okay, thinner profile on those things, so it's going to go faster, flat as well. It's got a much flatter, more glidey style to it. Before they came out the ARTs, a lot of people were calling these their high aspect line. As you get to the smaller ones, they get a little bit harder to ride. The larger ones as well are really wide span, so like that 1050 is pretty wide span. Been finding that the 980 is a great light winder. 930 has been just kind of really good all-arounder. 880, 930, those are really popular wings. These do ride a little bigger in size, so square centimeters, you know, the 980 at 1283, it's a big wing. So if you want to have, like, you know, the 1502, which is the 1050, is like, that wing is just an absolute glider. Is riding on some swells and just glides like crazy. Then you go into the ART. This, people have been really enjoying these ARTs. High aspect wing, pretty thin profile, really kind of sporty. They are pretty user friendly, pretty easy to ride for, you know, so at least the bigger ones, the 899 and the 999. They are pretty easy to ride for that skinny of a wing. You're going to get higher performance of wind, a little better top speeds. Personally, the HPS is kind of a little more well-rounded, so it'll be suitable for most people that want to kind of have a versatile wing. Unless you want to have top speeds, top angles, then you're going to go into the ART. Tail wings is just misery. There's so many damn tail wings in this line, so it's really hard to figure them out. We found that the free ride series, this here with the turn up wingtips, that's going to be your kind of best all-around wing. 400, 440, those are the top two. We've got the 400 rigged up over there. These are just super friendly. For beginning, this 500, I was like, oh, this thing is gonna be a dog. But this with the BSC, what was that, the 1060, is so easy, super stable, and it actually, you know, you can just maintain foiling at a real low speed. So it actually was very surprised. I thought this thing was gonna be a dog, but it actually worked quite well. So personally, for most people, the free ride series, you can ride this with any setup. You've got some of the speed series here. This is their new line, the progressive line. A little bit of a downturn, real thin profile, much higher performance foil wing. There's a ton of them: 350, 375, 400, 425, 450, and 475. It's crazy excessive. When you get to these bigger ones, they do get really stiff because this downturn. They do get really stiff, but they are performance oriented. They do go upwind well. You are going to get some humming on the smaller ones at higher speeds, because you're going to reach higher speeds, but you will get some humming on them. So I did like those for more sporty performance riding. The free rides were a little more user friendly, so it's kind of like more performance tail, more kind of user-friendly, easy all-around tail with the free rides. The speeds, these are more novelty, which are, you know, flat, thin profile, very nice. I think the progressives are really kind of taking some of that. This is a little bit kind of like in between the two of them almost with the speed steers. I really did actually like the 380. The winglets do kind of give you a lot of control to it. So next part is the rigging. This was really confusing for me because they had two different fuselages, the red fuse, the black fuse, carbon mast, doodads. It's like, what is all this stuff? Like, how does this all work, right? So for winging, what we recommend on the winging is that the aluminum setup is what is really popular for people. This is the 90 centimeter mast. Most people are starting out here with the 75 mast. That's kind of really good around. They've got the 82 as well. And the thing with their setup with the axis is just really high quality aluminum. The fuses was what was confusing. So the red fuse is pretty simple once you see the size of the foot on the front. So the size of this foot, the bigger, thicker wings like this BSC 1060, that is what goes on the red foot. As you get down to the smaller ones, you can see the foot changes here, right from 970 to 890, and then you can see all the HPS, all the ART have that different fuse. So foot size, and then there's a bunch of lengths. So we found that in this setup that the top two fuses for us, the red short, the 680, that's kind of the all around when you're getting a red, because the standard fuse is like gigantic. It's like 760 or something like that. It's just way too big, way too stiff, not necessary with those big wings. For the black fuse, we really liked the ultra short black fuse 643. That's again kind of the best, most versatile all around. If you're riding some of the real small wings, you might want to go into the standard short black series, the 699, or if you want to have it be real sporty. But for winging, like having a little more stability is better. So those are the two fuses we used the most, was the black 643 for kind of all the mid to performance range foils, and then the short on the red was the setup. And then when you're looking at this stuff here, top plate, the doodad, these are just the parts of which you're gonna put together to put your aluminum mast together. And then also, if you want to go higher performance, you got your carbon mast. For winging, the carbon mast is definitely nice, but you're bumping up a pretty big price level when you go into that. So many people are keeping that price down, sticking with the aluminum, because then getting an accessory 90 or 82 mast or something, or even a 60 for learning, that's going to give you a lot cheaper access. It's like, for a 60 fuse is like 90 bucks or something like that onto your fuse kit, and you're just buying just this here, the centerpiece of that fuse that you add on. So for winging and access gear, we really enjoyed it. There's a lot of great wings in the line. The cool thing is that as a beginner, when you're starting out here with the BSCs, those bigger BSCs, and you want to kind of change up, you have to change a fuse. Not a big deal, because you're going to still keep those things, but then you have access to a ton of range of product here. And you can, having that big range of product, tons of tail wings, you can change your performance throughout the entire time you're riding as you're getting better. So once you buy into Axis, you're not just stuck with like, oh, I got to change my whole kit. You can kind of slowly add those pieces on. And for winging, that's what you end up doing, is you start going, you become addictive, and you're just like, okay, I want to try that. I'm riding here. You're jumping, you're riding in waves, you're riding flat water, light wind. And Axis has a line of product that's really going to be well suited for everything you're looking for. If you have any questions, give us a call to shop, 252-987-6000, or reach out online, realwatersports.com. See you guys on the water.